Young, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on Coin Daddy Barbershop.
What?
I'm tired of y'all, because y'all know y'all are wrong. And y'all black people doing this to us. And y'all keep trying to drag me in here to bring up bullshit that y'all know I don't say it. Leave me alone. So guess what I'm gonna tell them? Yeah. What else you want me to tell them? Yeah, he killed this person? Yeah, he did it.
Were you asked about Shannon?
And I'm gonna put the blame on him.
Okay, were you asked about the Nicky Garlington?
I'm gonna put the blame on him.
Were you asked about Quindarius Thacker?
I'm gonna put the blame on everybody but myself.
Day 109 of the Young Thug YSL RICO trial was a clown show. Woody testifies for hours and gives a lot of the same answers over and over. At one point, he admits to several crimes because he has immunity. Woody also says one of his friends who died recently killed Donovan Thomas, which is completely different than what the state says happened. So is it the truth or not? I don't know. Hit subscribe, merch up right now. guiltymind.co. Love you guys, let's go. So they're starting off today going over what they're going to instruct the jury. Oh, Thug has a mask on. Maybe he's sick today? Or he's feeling sick maybe and they're just not risking it. Here comes Woody in a suit, boys. He's looking clean, honestly. He look professional. He does not look happy, as you can tell.
Find out from you what your intention is with regard to you are going to testify in this case. You have been granted immunity so that the privilege of self-incrimination is no longer relevant because the state can't use anything that you might say in answer to their questions or any other questions against you, with the benefit of counsel as to the consequences if you don't testify. So I'm asking you now what your intention is.
May I speak?
You can answer my question, please. So you're under subpoena. The state intends to question you. Are you going to answer any of those questions? Are you going to testify in this case?
Well, Young, I've been pressured from the get-go. You know what I mean? Like, even when I went to the meeting with Glenville, I have told him over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? This is on my conscience. I got to keep distracting myself every day because I'm being dragged down into here because of lies that I don't told. I'm tired of y'all bothering me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that you're tired of being bothered, but you're under subpoena. It's a valid court order. So your decision at this point is, yes, I will abide by the subpoena and testify, or no, I will not abide by the subpoena and the immunity order, and I will be held in contempt for my refusal and put in jail. So which is your...
But I did the time for all my crimes that I was caught for.
Sure, this would not be any kind of...
I was caught for, so there's other ones.
Punishment for any crimes you may or may not have committed. This would be that you have been ordered by a court to testify. And if you refuse to testify, you're held in contempt. You're saying, I refuse to listen to the court's order and obey it. And it is not a punishment, it is an incentive to have you change your mind and obey the court order. So which is your decision?
Can you explain it to me?
So we talked about it.
It's the same thing that Glenville doing to me?
It is the same order that is still in control. You have a subpoena for your testimony. That is a court order. You also have a court order that says anything that you say can't be used against you, other than if you get on the stand and lie and it amounts to perjury, you can be charged with that or with false statements. But if you refuse to testify altogether, when you're under a court order to do that, then that is considered contempt because you're saying, I don't care what the court has ordered, I'm not going to do it. And then you'll be put in jail through the end of this trial. Or until you decide, you know what, I think I will testify after all.
So Young, I'm telling you to your face. You just said that something about it, they can lock me up for lying. I'm telling you to your face, that's all I do. And you're telling me that they can lock me up if I lie. But if I sit here and testify, so either way, I'm going to jail.
No.
The odds of them charging him with perjury are very low unless he admits to a crime like the murder of Donovan Thomas or something that big that they have evidence to prove that he lied.
With regard to anything that you might testify to that might otherwise admit to a crime or admit to your involvement in a crime, that's what the immunity order does. And I'm sure Mr. Melnick has explained this to you, and I know I've explained it previously, but none of that is going to result in you being put in jail because they cannot use that evidence against you to prove any of those crimes that you might incriminate yourself about.
Bro is not happy.
So are you going to testify or not? Do you want to talk to Mr. Melnick again?
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So he's going to testify, I think.
All right. So I'm going to have you step out for just a minute while we get the jury in. Mr. Melnick, if you could step out with him, please. Just so.
You hold on. Miss Love is right here on the right. Look at this stare, bro.
Melnick, if you could step out with him, please. Just so.
He just gave her a death stare, dude.
Your Honor, I'm going to renew my motion for a mistrial based on coercion by Judge Glanville. This is based on the fact that Mr. Copeland, having now been properly instructed, only be incarcerated until the end of trial versus his instruction previously that he would be incarcerated forever. He's now deciding to testify I think at this point, it demonstrates the coercion by Judge Glanville.
Fulton County District Corruptions Office. Coercion, baby.
Demonstrates that he's now been properly advised and he's making a decision anew.
That's a clean-ass jacket Thug got on. I'm surprised he didn't go with the suit today with the first day back with the jury in, but... So the jury is in now for the first time in 2 months. Yes, a 2-month break. I'm sure they can remember everything, right? From the 7 months they were here prior.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning. My name is Judge Paige Reese Whitaker. Judge Earl Glanville is no longer the judge presiding over this case. I will be the presiding judge in this case moving forward, and you are not to concern yourselves with this change. Let me remind you, as I assume the presiding duties in this case, that none of my decisions and nothing that I say during the trial is evidence. Just like none of Judge Glanville's decisions and nothing Judge Glanville said during the trial is evidence. The decisions and remarks of a judge do not mean that the judge favors or leans to one side or another in this case. The court is only interested in seeing that this case is tried fairly based on the laws and the Constitution of the state of Georgia and the Constitution of the United States. You are to disregard any comments that may have been made by Judge Glanville that may have been disparaging of any of the lawyers in this case. To maintain the integrity of the jury system, I remind you that you must decide this case based only on the evidence admitted during this trial and the law as I will explain it to you. Now, I know that you have been on a bit of a break, but prior to that break, witness Kenneth Copeland was testifying. I'm going to instruct you and admonish you now that you are to disregard any and all of Mr. Copeland's testimony and any evidence introduced during that testimony that came after the 3 p.m. break on Wednesday, June 12th, which was the last break for that day.
I'm sure they can remember exactly when 3 p.m. was on June 12th.
And that is, you are to disregard any and all testimony and evidence that came after the questioning and answers about Mr. Copeland's involvement in the Atlanta Blood Gang, ABG, and his January 11th, 2015 interview with Detective Thorpe of the Atlanta Police Department. If there is anybody who cannot set aside and completely disregard that portion of the evidence in your deliberations, please stand up now and let me know.
So this is an out for any juror, because they have replacement jurors. I think they only have like 5 left. Maybe it's more, but a juror could be like, fuck this, I'm out. But they've already been on this trial for what, 8 months or whatever, so they probably want to be there. I would have already faked a fucking heart attack or something. All right, Woody's back to testify now. No juror opted out, surprisingly. Here we go.
Do you know a person by the name of Shellcow?
Shellkel, or Kelvin Watts. Rival gang member, I believe, a family member of Donovan Thomas Jr.
I don't recall.
Or so you don't recall if you know someone by the name of Shellcow?
That's an answer to her.
He's gonna repeat, I don't recall, isn't he?
Do you recall speaking with law enforcement about an individual that you know by the name of Shellcow?
I don't recall.
Were you present at a gambling house in Lakewood when the shooting occurred?
I don't recall.
Do you remember being at a Cascade skating ring speaking with an individual by the name of Shellcow?
I don't recall.
Back in January of 2015, do you recall being at a Club Crucial and getting into a fight with an individual by the name of Shellcow?
I don't recall nothing that happened years ago.
Do you recall in January of 2015 having to go to the Atlanta Police Department to talk about whether or not you were involved in the murder of an individual by the name of Donovan Thomas Jr.?
I don't recall.
On January 11th, 2015, did you go to the Atlanta Police Department at about 3 o'clock in the morning?
I don't recall.
Okay. And did you speak with a detective by the name of Detective Thorpe?
I don't recall who I speak with. I don't recall.
And during that interview, did you go down there to speak with him about the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr.?
I don't recall who I spoke with.
Did you speak with him about not just the murder of Donovan Thomas, but events that led up to the murder of Donovan Thomas on June 10th, 2015?
I'm a liar. So you want me to remember something that I don't lied about in the past? Like, I don't know.
So my question for you is, did you go to the Atlanta Police Department? Is your response you don't recall?
I don't recall.
Did you provide him your name and your date of birth?
Huh? I don't know.
Okay. And is your date of birth July 25th, 1991?
I think.
My God, this is insufferable.
I'm not trying to say the wrong thing so y'all can lock me back up.
All right. Well, just bear with me. We're going to go through that interview, okay?
Objection to the commentary.
Now,
Disregard the commentary by the witness.
It's honestly a good thing that Brian Steele just said objection commentary, because state objects to the defense doing the same thing. You got to treat him the same way back then. Fuck you.
and did you speak with Detective Thorpe about a problem that the two of you all had in the club?
I don't recall.
That Kel was Nut's little brother.
I don't know if they brothers or not.
Do you know a person that goes by the name of Nut?
I don't recall.
Okay. You and Kel getting into the fight at Club Crucial.
I don't recall nothing from 2015, 14, 16, none of that. I tell the detective whatever they want me to say, whatever they want to hear, whatever. So if I said it to them, I said it to them. I don't recall what I said to no police. You asked me about 2015. I have got my life together. Y'all trying to put this on my conscience. Y'all trying to put people's life in my hands. I don't lie on people. I don't want to be here. Y'all help pressure me. I'm tired of y'all, because y'all know y'all are wrong. And y'all black people doing this to us.
And I understand that.
Leave me alone. Let me leave. Man, y'all pissing me off. Listen, I don't recall nothing I said to no police. Stop asking me these questions. I'm telling you, I don't recall.
I understand, but we're going to have to get through the questions. You can just continue saying you don't recall if that's what it is.
He's crashing out. Woody is crashing out right now, dude. This is not good.
I'm telling you, I don't recall.
I understand, but we're going to have to get through the questions. You can just continue to say you don't recall if that's what it is.
That's what you want me to say?
I want you to
Hang on,
answer the
everybody,
question.
for just a minute. I don't think that you were instructing him how to testify. I hope not.
Oh, I
Don't
am
instruct him how to testify other than truthfully.
If you can answer the questions truthfully and we can move forward. Can we do that?
I don't recall.
All right.
I don't recall. She said, can we do that? He said, I don't recall.
Did you tell Detective Thorpe that you had a gun at the Cascade Skating Rink?
I would never tell the police nothing I did.
2015, did you meet with Atlanta Police Department detectives on at least 5 occasions after the murder of Nutt?
I met with them a lot of times.
Okay.
I mean, anyone that meets with the police 5 times is a snitch, right? How are you not a snitch when you met 5 times?
Nah, I was telling them whatever I think that get them off of me.
Okay, but did your car get shot up while you were on the highway?
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you, your child, and your child's mother get shot at while you were leaving your home?
They got shot at.
Did your girlfriend's father's home get shot up after Donovan Thomas got murdered?
I don't recall. The police kept locking me up for whatever they could. Every time I came out door, the police was on me. And they keep bringing up Thug name. So what I did was, to get them off of me, I said, Thug did this, Thug did that, Thug did, because I knew they would never, I knew he didn't do it. And in my mind, I knew that the police would never go mess with him. It was easy for me to try to throw the blame off on him to get them off of me. And that's what I was doing all these years. I don't remember what I done told them in the past. But my whole motive was, Thug did it because I knew he didn't do it. And they couldn't lock him up. And they keep talking about Thug. So guess what I'm gonna tell them? Yeah. What else you want me to tell them? Yeah, he killed this person. Yeah, he did that. That's what I'm gonna do. And that's right now. If I walk out this thing and they say, the police stop me now. Hey man, give me something about Thug. Shit, I'm about to make something about him again.
I wonder what the jurors are thinking.
When they called you, did they ask you about Thug or did they ask you about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did you go down to the police department on your own to tell them that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
I don't recall.
You don't recall going to the police or you don't recall why?
I don't recall none of that.
Alright.
I just know that every time the police was acting me, trying to get me, they kept bringing his name up. And I knew that they had me what I had, so I was like, yeah, whatever y'all want me to say, I was it. That's why I told Gaither and Dennis, and that's why they kept coming after me, because they felt like, okay, they can make a case out of him or whatever they trying to do. So they knew that, okay, we gonna get Woody today, he gonna have something to say about Thug, and it's wrong. And y'all is wrong because y'all know that I'm full of shit. And y'all keep trying to drag me in here to bring up bullshit that y'all know I don't say it. Why is y'all doing it? Leave me alone. If y'all gonna charge me for what I did, I don't did the time for the crimes y'all caught me for.
Would you mind your language while we're sitting here in court?
I'm trying to. Y'all need to give me a break because my blood pressure is real high. I keep telling y'all, leave.
My blood pressure.
And the quicker we get through this, the quicker we can leave you alone. Do you understand?
Okay, I don't
that?
recall.
Okay. Going back to January 11th, 2015.
I don't recall.
Can I finish the
Made him
question?
listen to the question first.
When you went to the Atlanta Police Department, Detective Thorpe didn't ask you about Thug. You brought up Thug. Do you recall that?
I did.
You did. Okay. So let's continue. Did you tell him about the beef that you were having with Shell Cow?
Am I here to tell the truth or to remember my lies?
I want you to tell the truth.
To remember my lies.
And I'm gonna try to tell them whatever I can to finesse my way out of whatever situation that I'm in.
And it's only now in 2024 that you're saying that everything you said in 2015 is a lie. Is that correct?
Because I went to the feds. Y'all didn't let me out of jail till wait, four years later. So if I was telling the truth then, why it took y'all so many years to try to say, okay, he was being honest or whatever the case is? If I was telling the truth, y'all would have made any case back then. Y'all knew I was lying. Y'all put me in jail. I go do my time. I get out of jail, try to get my life together. Y'all trying to drag me back into the lies that I done made. Y'all, what's up?
Did you tell her that everything you said back in 2015 was the truth, but we as a state didn't believe you back then?
So my thing is, right? I went to jail. The lies that I was telling, they didn't go for it. Y'all didn't go for it. Whoever didn't go for it. So I went to jail, did my time for it, right? Y'all got me again. So guess what they say? Well, we're gonna bring up the name again. And guess what I'm gonna do? Try to finesse my way out of it again because y'all ain't touching for the lies I done told on them in the past. So guess what? It ain't nothing to put the blame on Thug for what I did. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blame him for, I don't recall.
Okay, now let me ask you this. You keep talking about Thug, but were you asked about other individuals as well? During all of these interviews, were you asked about Shannon?
And I'm gonna put the blame on him.
Okay, were you asked about Demikion Garlington?
I'm gonna put the blame on him.
Were you asked about Quindarius Zachary?
I'm gonna put the blame on everybody but myself.
Oh my God. What a great witness for the state.
All the police, every time you spoke to someone, did they tell you that they were going to have to verify what you said?
And did they?
My question to
Copeland,
you,
answer the question that she asked you.
did they tell you that we had to verify everything that you said?
I don't recall.
Okay. And when they told you they had to verify what you said, you continued to talk to the police.
Because with the knowledge that I have, it's nothing to trick the police.
But if they had to verify what you said, they had to make sure that what you said was true. How could you trick the police?
Easy.
How?
I can't tell you that.
Were you aware that the things that you talked about were verified?
Sustained.
She just tried to sneak that in front of the jury. The things were verified. She's basically just testifying right there. Like 7 lawyers in the background said, objection, facts not in evidence. Oh, now the jury's out. Here we go. They're going to be pissed.
Your Honor, the way I wrote down my notes is that prosecutor said, not a question, but a statement that the police verified inculpatory information from Mr. Copeland. That is not true, by the way. It is questionable whether anything's verified, but obviously jurors make that determination. That is testifying by the prosecution. That is bolstering by the prosecution. That is putting the prosecution's thumb on the scale of the justice, which none of this can be done. This is not the first time that the prosecutors have put themselves as giving facts before the jury rather than just trying to obtain facts. So I am moving for a mistrial. If your honorable court denies it, I need curative instructions to strike it. And respectfully, if it happens again, it will not be the second time. It's a continuum. So I would ask the court, I know you weren't here, but to keep that in mind as we go forward as well. I'm not moving off my mistrial. I'm just anticipating. No one wants a mistrial. I didn't want a mistrial, but why say that to a witness? So I don't see any good faith in that question.
All right, thank you.
It's not good faith. It's bad faith. She was trying to get testimony out there of her own.
Claims of Mr. Copeland were verified by the police. It's an improper expression of belief by an advocate in front of the jury, and that is improper. Not only do I not believe it to be true, also there has been absolutely no evidence presented that any of this has been verified.
All right.
So literally facts, not in evidence.
Can I stop you for just a second?
Yes.
It may be that some of the things were verified. It may be you have presented evidence or will present evidence that some of the things were verified. The question that you asked was, did you know that all of the things you told them were verified? So that's the issue.
That's kind of crazy to say in front of the jury. All of the things you said.
I didn't mean all, but some of the things that he told police were corroborated. Maybe my better version.
That's how you said it.
Correct. So it was inartful, but what I was talking about is the things that he told police was corroborated by other evidence. And so
do you have a response to their motion for mistrial with regard to you having said, did you know that all of the things you told the police were verified?
You're right. I would ask that a mistrial not be granted, but that you ask the jury to strike that question, and I can rephrase the question.
All right. You need to be more artful
Yes.
from the get-go.
Yet another slap on the wrist.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that nothing that any attorney says in questioning is evidence. And I need you to strike Ms. Hylton's last question entirely from your minds. Go ahead, Ms. Hylton.
Thank you.
The only way I was gonna get it off of me, what I thought, by putting on the, I felt he was rich, and the police locked me up, do what they want to do to me because I'm broke and I can't afford to pay for a lawyer. He rich, they're not gonna bother him. So I got it off of me by putting it on him.
How is telling the police that the beef was squashed after a phone conversation puts anything on the...
Good, I got to line it up to get it off of me. So you got to set the pattern. I told the detectives, I don't know nothing about their name, but everyone they talked to me, as long as they sit in front of me, I was gonna put the blame off on anybody to convince them to get off of me.
How is going to...
I don't remember what I don't told the detectives. I don't have a clue what I don't told them. That's why I can't tell you exactly what I don't told them, because I can't remember what I said.
Did you go to Club Crucial the Monday before Donovan Thomas was killed?
I probably did.
All right. And at Club Crucial, did you get into a fight with Kel?
I don't recall.
Did you tell Detective Thorpe that you got into a fight with Kel at Club Crucial the Monday before Donovan Thomas got killed?
I probably did.
And did you tell them that was after you were flashing money while you were on the stage?
I probably did. I would, Detective Thorpe, his brain was the size of a squirrel brain. So you could just tell him anything, he gonna go for it.
He did not just say that about Detective Thorpe.
You're right. At this time, the state's gonna ask for permission to treat Mr. Copeland as a hostile witness.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. That's just for her to understand how she can ask the questions. You just continue to answer them truthfully.
Kel punched you in the back of your head.
I don't recall what I told the detective. I don't recall what I told him specifically, however you pronounce it.
Doesn't know how to pronounce specifically. He said specifically.
Then other people came and began jumping on you as well.
They time gonna come.
They time gonna come.
Once you found out about this meeting, you reached out to members of If Gang and asked them if they were going to kill you and Thug.
So my answer is, you want me to tell the truth. And the truth is, when I talked to Detective Thorpe, whatever his name is, I told him anything. And I'm telling you today, it was a lie. And today, I'm telling you, I made things up.
Okay.
That is the God honest truth.
So is it your testimony today that that you were not aware of a meeting, that you were the subject who wanted to kill you?
My answer is, I don't recall nothing. I don't told the detective. So, and I'm telling you, whatever I did tell him, I was making it up. It don't take a rocket science to figure it out.
About a shooting at a gambling house in Lakewood.
I probably did, just to try to make my story seem more convincing. I don't recall what I don't told him. I don't know.
And during the course of that shooting at the Lakewood house, Thug's car got shot at.
I don't recall.
Isn't it true that you spoke with Detective Thorpe about the night before Donovan Thomas got murdered?
So it may seem like I'm trying to help Thug out. I'm not trying to help him out. I don't care nothing about him, what he got going on, nothing. I care about the truth. The truth was, I was going through a phase in my life, and I have put all the blame on him. Okay. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he got going on. But y'all got me on the stand, and I'm telling the God honest truth. Leave me out of this. I made all these stories up, put the blame on him to get myself out of the situation because the police told me they want a big fish, and I'm a little fish. They ain't who I want. So when they told me that, my only motive was to convince them that I'm telling the truth about this guy right here, and I'm not.
Oh my God.
You also called your brother to get his car on the day that Donovan Thomas was killed.
You say, is it true?
Yes.
Nothing I say is true.
Little D got into the car with you and just told you that Nut just got killed, bro.
Detective Thorpe is a person that you can just tell anything to, and that's what I did. I do not recall what I said to that man.
That after Little D told you that Nut got killed, you said to Little D, damn, they gonna say I did it, bro.
I don't recall.
All right.
I thought I was here to tell the truth.
And what's your new version? What's your truth today?
That I lied.
And that you lied about everything back in 2015?
My truth today is I lied and put the blame on others for a lot of activities. I ain't telling myself. I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't recall.
He's like almost slipping up.
I know how my house did get shot up, so I don't know what I told him.
So if you told him that her house did get shot up, that would have been the truth and not a lie, correct? Look,
y'all had 50 police investigators questioning me different times. I don't remember, Because I know y'all trying to trick me to get me back in jail. I don't know if it was Detective Thorpe, Gaten, Dennis, or whoever the other police is here. What I know lied and told them. But every time that they came and told me, I sat in front of them and gave them whatever I wanted to tell them. And if it was the truth, it would not take no 10 years later for them to try to go do anything about it or to go back and use it. I'm telling you today, I told you before y'all put me in this courtroom that I lied. I don't want to be here. I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not in here trying to work in nobody's favor. Y'all is not fit to put it on my conscience that I don't sat up here and lied on you boys for stuff that I don't did. Not what I did, but for stuff that I'm not fit to sit up here and lie on them. And I don't care. Stop asking me questions. I'm not fit to lie on them.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Copeland, listen to the question that Ms. Hylton just asked you and see if you can answer that question. Just pay attention to what she's actually asking you and answer that.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going to happen to me? Am I going to be able to get out? And she kept telling you, we got to verify what you told us.
And did I get up?
I'm asking you a question. Did she tell you?
Listen.
We have to answer my question.
I'm about to. You won't let me.
Did Detective Gaither tell you that she had to verify what you said?
I don't recall.
All right. About all the incidents that occurred in the weeks leading up to Donovan Thomas getting killed.
I better have a different story every time.
Okay. Specifically, you told him a couple times about the incident at the Cascade skating ring. You finally disclosed everything that you knew about what happened the night of Donovan Thomas's murder and everything that happened leading up to Donovan Thomas's murder.
No, see, what y'all did was y'all kept locking me up and putting me in isolation, putting me in protected custody at the Fulton County Jail, where people putting feces all on the wall, locking me in the room, keeping me in there 23 hours a day, fucking up my mental, and keep dragging me back and forth, trying to make, man, listen, man,
You were trying to protect your friends, so you didn't give the police a lot of details about what happened the night of Donovan Thomas's murder.
I can't,
He said feces on the wall?
Like, you keep saying that you were just lying. Why would you lie versus just telling him the truth?
That's how I was raised. I was raised up to lie to the police. At an early age, I was taught to lie to the police.
But if you're trying not to go to jail, why would you lie to the police versus telling them the truth?
You trying to trick me?
I'm asking you a question.
I'm not gonna confess.
Confess to what?
Nothing.
When you went in on January 11th, were you there only to talk about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I don't know what I'll be. All I know is if you give me an opportunity to talk my way out of the situation, I'm about to talk my way up out of the situation.
And you actually showed him the screenshot on your phone.
I told
What
you,
she said.
play a victim. That's the key.
Is any of this good for the state? I feel like this has gone not good.
I don't recall what I said. I don't.
Did you kill Donovan Thomas, Mr.
Huh?
Copeland? Did you kill Donovan Thomas, Mr. Copeland?
Huh?
Did you kill Donovan Thomas? You shaking your head? Is that a no?
No.
Okay then. And
He can't say yes to that because then he can get charged. So why do you take so long?
is that what you went down there to tell Detective Thorpe, that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
I don't understand. I don't know if this is a trick question. Melanie, can I answer that?
Yeah, you need to answer that.
I don't know how to answer
Did
that.
you need to talk to Mr. Melnick?
No, I don't know if it's a trick question that she asked me.
All right.
I'm not understanding.
Hang on. Let's break. We're going to need to break in just a few minutes.
All right, so Woody got a little scared there by that question. They come back after like an hour and 20-minute break.
That after Nut was killed, that you thought the whole If gang was going to be after you.
I don't recall.
He's in the interview shitting his pants, talking about he's scared for his life. So
Isn't it true that you told Detective Copeland, it's not a game, it's the whole clique, you know what I'm saying?
she just said Detective Copeland again.
No.
No, you did not say that.
Because I don't know who the hell Detective Copeland is.
Excuse me, I meant to say Detective Thorpe. Didn't you tell Detective Thorpe that Nut was the big dog in the gang?
I don't recall.
Were you concerned about If gang harming your family members?
It's been so long, I don't recall.
Didn't you tell Detective Thorpe in that same interview, I don't know what to say, what can I do, where can I go? When I leave here, what can I do? Because I have a lot of brothers and sisters. My mama had 10 kids at the house. Yes, my sister.
10 kids at the house?
Is it true that you told Detective Thorpe you were concerned about If gang retaliating against your family members?
What is he looking at?
Are you thinking about your response?
Wait.
I asked
This fucker is hilarious.
a question. I didn't know if you were thinking about your answer.
What? I don't know.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
And when you went there, did Detective Thorpe ever accuse you of killing?
I don't recall what he said. I told him what I made up.
So do y'all think he really made all this stuff up or what? I think maybe some of it. I've said this so many times, this is a terrible witness for the state.
Nah, I talked to him a million times.
And isn't it true that when you spoke to them on the different times you spoke to them, you told them
Different stories.
no, you told them the same stories each time you spoke with them. Do you recall that?
I did. I don't know.
Did you speak to Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis after your car was shot up or shot at on the highway? Do you recall going to the police department and speaking to Detective Gaither
I don't recall.
and Detective Dennis?
I'm sorry. I don't recall.
Did you go into this police interview voluntarily?
I don't remember this at all.
So she's pointing out a lot of stuff that he said that's clearly the truth because it's just about his own experiences in life, like him being shot at. She's impeaching her own witness, but I just don't think this is going well.
You actually told Detective Gaither that initially you thought another gang did the shooting at the gambling house.
I don't recall.
Okay. But then later you learned that it was Kel who did the shooting at the gambling house.
And he's still alive?
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither
No, I don't recall.
about the shooting?
I don't recall.
Now for the second time, have you told another sub-detective about the gambling house shooting in Lakewood?
I don't recall.
That Thug told Kel he wanted Kel to pay for the window that he shot up.
The man rich, I don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that was the conversation that Thug and Kel had?
I don't recall.
And matter of fact, you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that people told you that you shouldn't go down to the police department.
I don't recall.
But you decided to go down anyway to clear your name.
You asked me?
I'm asking you.
I don't recall.
All right. On the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, you actually told your girlfriend to call the police and tell them what was going on, tell them everything, because you again wanted to clear your name about being involved in Donovan Thompson's murder.
I don't recall.
Oh man, Woody. What were you thinking in 2015, Woody?
In the same interview that you went to Miami after Nut was killed.
I tell the investigators anything. I don't recall what I told them. Back then, I tell so many lies. I tell 15 lies in 1 second. I don't recall what I said, and I'm not even trying to remember what I said either.
Do you recall telling, or didn't you tell Detective Gaither Dennis that Thug actually told you to come down there with him to Miami to lay low?
Thug can't tell me nothing.
So have you never been to Miami?
I've been to Miami a lot.
Okay. So back in 2015, did you ever go to Miami?
I can't remember if it was 15 or 14.
Did you ever tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you thought Thug was trying to get rid of you?
I don't think you heard me the first time when I told you. I don't run behind nobody. I'm from Mechanicsville. I don't know what I done told the investigators, detective, whatever you want to call them. I can tell the investigator anything, because I know one thing. They talking to me. So they got to go with what I say. So I don't recall what I told them. I would tell them anything that come to my head.
That while you were in Miami, initially Thug treated you like a brother, but then things felt different.
Did you got proof of me being in Miami?
Did you provide us your phone number so we can get your phone records, Mr. Copeland?
Which phone?
The phone you had in 2015. Did you give police your phone number so we can get your phone records?
I don't recall. Now you're talking about.
Did you, matter of fact, tell the police to go get your phone records so that they can confirm where you were on the night of Donovan Thompson's murder and afterwards?
I probably don't know. I probably did. Ain't no telling.
Okay.
To try to remember what I said to them. I don't remember what I said. You can ask me these step by step.
It's literally been 6 hours of this pretty much.
I can't answer your question because I can't remember what I said. Okay. So I don't recall. No, I'm going to tell you what I remember from when Nut was killed.
Okay. Tell me what you remember the night that Nut was killed.
What? Why is he doing this?
Okay.
I remember everybody said I killed him. That's all I remember.
And that's the only thing you remember?
That's all I remember. I don't remember nothing that night. I don't remember where I was. I don't remember what I told the investigator. I thought that when they called me down there, I thought I walked in and he let me walk right back out. I don't remember sitting down talking to him. I don't remember him doing no ballistic. I don't remember him. I remember he said one thing and he left. He said, the man sitting on the street and everybody saying you did it. He's like, man, I still got bite on the street.
Again, that you had nothing to do with Nut being killed.
I don't recall.
Okay. And that you wanted to make sure that the police knew you had nothing to do with Nut getting killed.
I don't recall what I told the police.
But they said they want to kill you. They're going to take me to a gas station and kill me. Like, who's saying it? Mo. And everybody said, woo. Bloody J was on the phone with Mo, standing next to the person that was telling me. Said he ain't know the name of the person that was talking. And after everybody, I just said, kill him. And Bloody J said, woo. And everybody said, woo, woo. As in, that's a confirmation that they were supposed to go and kill you or have you killed.
Things don't work that way. When you're speaking on doing something like that, you don't be open about it. So this self-explanatory that it's a lie. You don't discuss killing people with multiple people. So you're gonna do it. You're not gonna be telling everybody you're gonna do it. I made it up. I keep telling you that.
Dude, I'm like, he seems so adamant that he made stuff up that I'm starting to believe him.
Do you know a person who goes by the name of Rich Homie Quan?
Rich Homie Quan?
Yes.
Oh, the rapper?
He raps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know him? Have you ever spoken to Rich Homie Quan yourself?
No.
Do you recall the time
I don't recall speaking to him.
That Rich Homie Quan was a part of If Gang?
I don't recall.
Rich Homie Quan felt torn between being with If Gang and being friends with Thug.
Again, I'm just telling police whatever they convince them that I know what I'm talking about.
So why would you bring Rich Homie Quan into any of it? Why would that be
because
necessary?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear you.
Why would it be necessary to even talk about Rich Homie Quan
So
to the police?
So when the police question me, my whole motive is to get them off of me. So if they sitting me down, laughing, hee-ha, like you doing when y'all was up there asking me, and I told you I was lying. They sit here, I don't know about them asking me about Rich Homie Quan or nothing, but if they bring up a name, or if they ask me something, I'm gonna come up with something that act like I'm in the midst, like I know what's going on.
You said after you spoke with Rich Homie Quan asked for your protection.
He a millionaire, what he need my protection for?
Why would you tell Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that?
They the police and they trying to get me.
Oh my God. This is literally hours of the same answer.
Did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Rich Homie Quan thought...
Overruled, because it's certainly been asked twice or more, but it hasn't clearly been answered. He's sitting there saying right now, I don't know what you're asking me. I'm confused. So I'm going to permit her to try to break it down and ask it again.
That Rich Homie Quan thought that a person by the name of Tay shot his father's barbershop.
I don't recall what I told the police.
Okay.
So shout out Thugger Daily for this information, but apparently Tay is someone nicknamed Threat, who died recently, like a few weeks ago in his apartment. So this is one of Woody's friends.
Same interview. Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis you did not believe that Tay shot up the barbershop?
I don't know.
about this individual named Tay from Bankhead.
I don't know a Tay from Bankhead.
Talking to them about Lucci's mother's house being shot at.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, people thought that you shot up Lucci's mother's house?
I don't know nothing about it.
Do you recall in the same interview back in January of 2015 with Gaither and Dennis that you were with Big Boo when Lucci's manager called trying to find out who shot up Lucci's mother's house?
I don't recall.
That he had $20,000 for whoever shot at Lucci's mother's house.
I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. And that you actually took the phone from Big Boo and told them that you had nothing to do with shooting up Lucci's mother's house. Little D ain't gonna turn his back on me.
Just cap.
You said that that's cap.
I don't remember saying it.
Is he saying Little D turned his back on him?
Do you recall in June of this year saying that Little D from Mechanicsville is like your son?
The silence.
I don't know. What you want me to say?
I want you to answer the question.
What's your question? When I said I birthed him?
Yes.
Should you being sarcastic?
Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that you thought Thug thought that you were snitching because you had been talking to the police after Donovan Thomas's murder?
They don't make sense. So I don't recall.
I think I went wrong when I let Thug know that the detectives keep calling me.
You keep talking about what? You finished? You keep talking about what I told the investigators. Listen, I know they want to lock me up. I see them following me everywhere I go. I'm in a restaurant eating, they not eating. And they got me down here for questioning. I know they only question me to trap me up to get me. So I told them anything that came to my mind or whatever the case is. They don't make sense.
Isn't it true you met with detectives 5 times?
Let me tell you more than it.
It was more than that.
So out of all 5 interviews, you were only arrested 2 times. Is that correct?
I guess.
She's just trying to show the jury that he willingly walked into the police stations to talk to the police officers.
Into the Atlanta Police Department on your own, correct?
He called me down there.
Okay. And you voluntarily went down there after he called you, correct? After you spoke with...
He took my baby.
What was that noise?
Told me I need to be down there. So when you snitching is based off the truth and off facts. Lying and trying to finesse your ways is a different thing. So
okay, so that's what I was just asking. Is that the truth? Any gangsters watching this video? But honestly, I'm sure some of what he said was actually verified.
That would never be the case if he concerned about me snitching up. So you only snitching if you telling the police the truth.
And back in 2015, when they were calling you and they were asking you about Nutt's murder, were you telling them that you were not involved in Nutt's murder?
I was telling them everybody. I told them everybody did. I told them Shell killed them. I told them all type of people did. I didn't know. I wouldn't. So I couldn't because I wouldn't be able to speak on nothing where it'd be like, okay, like let's say they would say 2 girls got shot in the butt. I would be like,
You say shot in the butt?
yeah, man, the 2 girls got shot in the butt. You know, so I couldn't because I never heard nothing about the story at all to be able to say. But act as if I knew.
But if you're finessing the police, that means you're just lying anyway, right?
So to finesse the police, you gotta act like you have knowledge. You gotta act like you know. So it's no point in me trying to protect him no more because he did.
Huh? Protect someone because he's dead?
But,
He's hesitating.
You were making a comment about someone being deceased and passed away. I think I just heard you say that someone is dead and you don't need to protect them anymore. Who were you referencing?
Tay, Threat?
His friend that died recently.
The young man who passed away a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. What would you be protecting him from?
I don't want to talk about it. Threat had beef with Rich Homie Coin. I don't know what their beef was about. Threat had beef with Rich Homie Coin and he was on his ass. I'm sorry.
Who was on who's behind?
Threat was on Rich Homie.
What?
Is that what started the beef between YSL and If Gang?
Threat wasn't YSL. Like, you know what I mean? Like, YSL is not what y'all making it be. Like, I keep telling y'all that.
Do you recall ever meeting with Nut to give him back some items that were stolen from him?
I don't recall.
You recalled it in June.
That someone broke into his car and you ended up with the merchandise from his car being broken into.
I recall telling you in the back room somewhere in this courthouse, I lied and I'm being truthful today by telling you that I made it up. So what I said to the investigators in the past, I came forward and told you that I was in the room by myself when I told you that. I don't have no reason to lie. Don't nobody intimidate me. I'm not trying to protect nobody, no nothing. I'm not going to sit up here and tell a lie that I can't keep up with. That's just it. I don't know. Like, what you talking about?
Do you recall telling the police that you met up with Nut to give him back those items that were stolen?
I probably did.
You actually went into some details about what happened that night of the shooting. Do you recall doing that?
What you mean?
Like telling Detective Gaither, giving them details about what happened the night of the shooting.
I remember what happened, but I don't remember what I told the police.
Okay, what do you remember happened?
Niggas were shooting at us.
Okay, why do you watch your language?
I mean, people were shooting at us.
All right. Telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Thug was out there with you.
I don't recall.
Okay. And that the individuals started shooting from the bushes.
I don't recall where they were shooting it, but I thought they were shooting it.
And also, did you tell Detective Gaither that you ended up having to run behind a young woman who was out there as well?
I don't recall what I told the investigators.
Do you recall telling the investigators at the Cascade skating ring, you confronted Kel about them shooting at you all from the bushes?
What happened in Nut got nothing to do with YSL. Did some shit, screaming language. This got everything to do with Threat. You know what I mean? I was trying to protect Threat from the get-go. You know what I mean? Threat, they had some more stuff going on. Like,
wait, is he saying that Threat killed Nut? Is that his plan here? Because his friend's dead now. It doesn't really matter.
Threat at the gambling house when it got shot up by Kel?
Young, you say nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Coin Dad Barbershop on Bankhead. I don't know what happened.
What? Bro just admitted to a shooting.
I don't know what happened with Threat and Rich Homie Quan, but I'm a ride with my brother. Yeah, we pulled up and did that.
Why did you and Threat shoot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop?
Because I'm a ride with Threat.
Did Threat tell you why he was shooting
I
up
don't
the
ask no
barbershop?
questions. I just say let go.
And when Rich Homie Quan's barbershop was shot up, was that in September of 2014? Do you remember?
I don't know when. I know we went up there and shot it up.
Was it before Nut was killed?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened the day that you and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop?
What you mean?
Do you remember that day? What led up to you going to the barbershop and shooting it up?
I told him they go do it.
What led up to you saying, let's go do it? Why?
Threat was mad. He was like, you fucking keep scaring my language. He was talking, playing like we somebody to play with. And I was ready. I had them choppers on deck.
Why was Threat beefing with Rich Homie Quan to shoot up his daddy's shop?
Cause we didn't know where he was.
So did you go to the shop looking for Rich Homie Quan?
Nah, we went to send a message.
What time did you go and shoot up?
I ain't telling you that.
Was it in the morning? Was it
at night.
What message were you sending?
We ain't the ones to play with.
When the two of you met at the Cascade skating rink?
Nothing I say could be used in no courtroom.
That is correct.
Federal or state.
Is that the parameters of the immunity order?
Nothing can be used.
Correct.
Federally? Are they sure? Cuts to Woody getting arrested next week by the feds.
When you and Shell Cal met at the Cascade skating rink, did the two of you shake hands and said that the beef was over when y'all met at the Cascade skating rink?
I pulled a gun out on him.
At the Cascade skating
At the
rink?
Cascade skating rink.
Okay. Well, who'd you pull it out on?
Sheriff Care.
And once you
Bro
pulled it
is,
out-
this man Woody has taken full advantage of the immunity.
I had somebody with me that I didn't want to get caught up in my bullshit, my shenanigans.
Who was with you?
I can't recall.
Well, if somebody you just...
I can't remember who it was with me.
So how do you know you didn't want them caught up in your shenanigans?
Because I wasn't going to put nobody else in my... I just wasn't going to do that.
Okay. So after you pulled the gun out on him, did you shake hands with him to say that the beef was over between the two of you?
Nope. I pulled the gun out and let him know. I could have got you right now.
So is Woody like making this all up and just trying to contradict what he told the police? Or is this all the truth?
So is your response that you don't know if Thug's car was shot up?
I don't recall if his car was shot. I doubt it was shot up because I seen it a couple days later or whatever.
That when Kel asked you to FaceTime Thug, you FaceTime Thug and said, hey, Slime, the beef over with. So Thug was like, yeah, it's over with. You shot my window.
But I told you I'd make anything up if I'm talking to investigators.
Okay. And during that interview, do you recall telling the police that you actually did shoot at Kel, but you told them that you actually shot in the air, but Kel was around?
I love God too much to be shooting at him.
Wait, that is not the answer I was expecting. He said, I love God too much to be shooting at him, like up in the air.
Did you?
She laughed. Miss Hylton laughed.
I did. When he jumped out the car, I know exactly who I saw. And she said, who? And he said, this shit got my blood pressure up.
He said the blood pressure thing 9 years ago. He says the same thing today.
I don't recall saying that, but I have watched First 48 and any of my family members will tell you I don't remember watch police all day. Any movie, I just watch and learn how they operate.
He said he watches First 48.
Why didn't you just continue to say that if you knew the cameras were running, knowing that the cameras were running?
Because my whole motive is to convince the police that I'm going to tell them the truth.
I can't run from it. It's a whole gang after me. Different niggas every day. It could be different niggas every day. Every day.
I was telling the investigators anything where I could be a victim because if I caught one of them down bad, I'd be justified.
When you say caught them down bad, what does that mean?
Self-explanatory.
It's not. If you can tell me, what does that mean?
I don't recall.
Okay, so why did you just say that?
Bro said caught him down bad.
Did you ever give Gaither the gun?
No.
Why not?
Is you crazy?
They asked you for the gun. Why didn't you give it to her?
Is you crazy?
I knew I was going to get another gun from the start.
Did you tell Gaither in June of 2015 that you never gave her the gun because it was Shannon's gun?
What I'm going to do with Shannon gun?
So why wouldn't you just tell Gaither that you hid the gun?
Because they're going to lock me up for the gun. I didn't supposed to have it. Nothing to hurt my friend. My friend was strict. I was only protecting him.
So when you told the detectives about what happened the night of Donovan Thomas's murder, were you protecting Threat?
Yes, I was going to keep Threat name out of it as much as possible.
Did Threat have something to do with Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know what Threat got something to do with it, but I know that they was the last person I gave their car to.
What car?
The car, the Infinity car. And I wasn't going to say nothing about it.
What Infinity car did you give the Threat?
Miss Love's smiling right here. So that is Woody's plan. He's going to try to... It was his friend Threat who passed away, or Tay, that killed Donovan Thomas because he's the last one that had the Infinity car that they used.
The Infinity car that I had.
Is this the same car that you went to the rental car place with Thug and Thug rented the Infinity?
I'm talking about the great Infinity car that me and Zachary was riding in. I read the car, put up on Threat, gave the car to Threat, and I left.
Is this the same Infinity that you told police that you went to the Hertz rental car place with Thug when he rented the Infinity?
I just told you.
The Infinity that you're referring to, is that the Infinity that you went to the Atlanta airport with Thug when he rented the Infinity?
Yes.
Okay. And that was the car that Thug rented, correct?
I asked him to rent me a car, and I read the car, and I gave the car to Threat.
When did you give the car to Threat?
The same night I read it. The night before That happened.
For what happened?
The same night it happened. I can't remember. I gave cut a threat and I left.
Bro, this is actually crazy because this is going to confuse the fuck out of the jury. This is completely contradicting what the state says actually happened. Remember, the state says that Infinity was used by people in the courtroom to kill Nutt, Shannon Stillwell, Yak Gotti, and a few others that aren't in the courtroom. And Thug rented it. He's saying they gave it to someone who died recently.
I pulled up and gave it to him and pulled it right off.
All right, that's pretty much it. Woody just kind of fucked this whole case. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. I doubt it. He's basically throwing his dead friend under the bus who died 3 weeks ago. But it doesn't really matter because the friend's dead. But he's putting the whole Donovan Thomas murder on his friend. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. Love you guys. Peace out.